This video is to show that a CC3D Mini Revolution flight controller that I purchased from Hobby King is defective. I have not been able to use it. I purchased it in March, but I'm just around now getting around to using it in October to build a quadcopter, and I ran across this problem. I spent quite a bit of time diagnosing it with the assistance of other people who are experienced, expert actually, FPV racing quadcopter people, and they have confirmed that it is a defective module. So as you can see, this is Libra Pilot, which is used to set up the flight controller. And so I go into, and just to show you that I have the latest firmware on it, I'll go ahead and do the firmware upgrade. It's uploading the latest firmware to the flight controller. Now it's booting the flight controller onto the new software. And it's finished with that, so we go to the next step. And it says that it's a USB Revolution. On the USB, there's a Revolution, Open Pilot Revolution board right here. So it doesn't recognize any difference between it and the mini board. It's rebooting the device. And I'm going to use, well, we'll just say it's PWM. Input really doesn't make any difference on this. Wants to reboot it again. It's a multi-rotor quadcopter. Here's the layout. Motor 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 should rotate clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, and counterclockwise. And I'm using one-shot speed controllers, 4 of them. Not using GPS. It's recognized that it's an Open Pilot Revolution multi-rotor quadcopter, which means 4 motors. The receiver type is PWM, and the speed controller is a one-shot ESC. Here's the connection diagram, which I've done. Let's look at that connection diagram again. Even though this is not a mini board, this connection is the same. 1 goes to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, etc. So now it's going to calculate the sensors for flat and level on the tabletop. Go to the next step, and we will confirm that I have removed all the propellers. It's not powered by any external power source. Read instructions, and the battery is disconnected. Press the start button when it becomes enabled. Battery not connected. So I'm doing that. And now it wants me to connect the battery. So here I am connecting the battery. And Wait for the calibration beeps, which you probably couldn't hear them on there, but it did beep. Press the stop button. Wait for the beeps, which it doesn't do, and then disconnect the battery. Go to the next step. Connect all the components according to the illustration on the summary page and provide power using an external power supply such as a battery. Battery plugs back in. And they beeped again. The speed controllers beeped. Now here's where we actually see the failure. What we're doing here is it's going to adjust the low voltage, the minimum voltage that it takes to turn each motor. So you press the start button and move up the voltage slider until the motor runs. Start, move it up. You can see this motor is running right about there. It's not critical right now for this demonstration. Press stop, go to the next motor, which is 2, press start. Number 2 is now running. Press stop. Go to the next step. Motor 3. Press start. Give it some power. Oh, I have these backwards. I have it wired, actually 3 wired to 4 on purpose to show that 4 is not. It's not the speed controller or the motor that's a problem. 4 is running. So this all works. I actually have 4 plugged into port 3 over here though. And motor 3 is plugged into port number 4. So when I go to number 4, press start, turn it up, and the motor will not run, which is output number 4 is not working. So I'll press stop, and now I will actually change this so that 3 is going to 3. Okay, so I had my demo was a little bit backwards. I was going to show this one running and then swap the wires, but you saw that number 4 was running plugged into port 3. Now 3 is plugged into 3 and 4 is plugged into 4 as it should be. I'll press start on number 3. Move up the voltage. Number 3 is turning, no problem. Press stop. Go to the next page. Now we're doing number 4. Press start. No amount of voltage can run it. Press stop. So all the motors ran except 4. I have actually tried 5 and 6 also on motor 4, and they don't work either. So ports, motor driver ports 1 through 3 work, and 4 through 6 do not work. It will not drive a motor. And I guess that's the end of the video. You can see that I need to have a full refund on this because I've already purchased a different flight controller to put into the quadcopter because I have an event coming up shortly and I want to get the quadcopter finished, so I didn't have time to dicker over the refund and return process. Thank you very much.